just go back to our prompt engineering thing. What we need here exactly, need to think about it. What type of verb we can use here in order to identify the themes. The main idea is to develop themes. So, can we use this define, recall, list, recognize, name, repeat, analyze, identify? If you can pause this video here, rethink or look into these prompts, all the prompts and the verbs which I have already provided you, and try to think what type of verb we can use, especially for developing any theme. It's your time to think. Pause this video, look into the prompts which I have provided, and give me your opinion. So when you start your video, you will understand I have already explained that what type of verb we want to use here. And that verb was develop, because we want to develop themes, right? It's in higher order thinking. Now, this is where we have creating. So obviously the purpose is to develop different themes, right? So let's focus on this prompt. Now, prompt would start with word develop. We can use a different word as well, but the idea would be for creating. So that's why I'll be using develop first and see how we can work on this. So design a conceptual framework that integrates that. So let's focus on the four-step formula for preparing an effective prompt. So first is the verb. Verb is develop. Now develop, what we need to develop the content. So the content is we want to develop theme. One data set, you can just tell it in the Excel sheet. If you have multiple data set, for example, one Excel sheet, one or two different PDF files or all this, so then you need to specify in the included data set. So it's better if you give the name of the data set as well. But let's just focus on the main idea. So this is the content. We want to develop theme that can be identified from the studies included in uploaded data. Okay, so let's just make it simple. Now this is the content. Now the second step is about the constructs. Call to action 1. Then we have all this content. Okay. Now let's move to the third part, which is construct. So my constructs, my research question was, I'm using the same research question throughout this course, which is impact of blockchain technology on supply chain resilience. This is the construct, but do we have any special context? We are not context specific for now. So let's just conclude this prompt here. So develop the theme that can be identified from the studies included in uploaded data for impact of blockchain technologies on supply chain resilience. So let's just try to use this prompt. Excellent. Now you can see that this prompt is giving us a clear idea of different themes which are available within the existing body of knowledge, which I have extracted from that Microsoft Excel sheet. So blockchain adoption, and then the system also giving some description how this theme was developed and what is the key idea of that theme. That will give you a clear understanding about each theme. So the studies discuss the adoption of blockchain technology in supply chain and its potential to enhance supply chain resilience, right? They explore the factor influencing the adoption of blockchain, such as organizational readiness, technological capabilities, and regulatory framework. So these are the studies or the nature of the studies which have been included in the theme 1, which is the name as blockchain adoption. While I was working on this systematic literature reviews using bibliometrics approach, I always have this difficulty to name the clusters or the theme. But the good thing about AI is it is already giving you all the names and key ideas of the themes as well. So the second theme is supply chain transparency. Then we have data quality and security. Then we have smart contracts and collaboration and trust. This is another uh, theme. And then finally, integration and interoperability. That is also another theme. So if I look into it, because I'm working in the same area since long, so I believe this is really accurate themes which have been extracted from the data which we are working with. So this is how you can create themes. This information is really powerful because we are working based on these 6 themes in the next videos as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So remember, my 68 research articles are being divided into 6 themes now, and this is how we can use powerdrill in a very simple and efficient way to drive your themes within the literature. Okay, so that's step 1. Now, next step would be how we can identify which studies are included in which theme. That's important to identify, because if we want to divide that literature into 6 or 7 themes, we need to identify what are the different studies available in different themes. So let's try to work on that part also, and that will be done in powerdrill again. Okay, so for the identification of the studies included in each theme, this is where we need to work a little bit more in detail. Okay, so the first thing is about working within the blockchain adoption. Now, let's talk about this theme only, and we'll be working on this keyword, blockchain technology adoption. So I would be looking at what prompts are useful here. So I want to list down or identify or recall. Remember, this is what the purpose of this specific prompt is. We want to list down the studies, or we want to identify the studies, or we want to recall the studies which are already talking about the blockchain technology within our data set. So that's where we'll be going back to step 1. You can see where we have lower order thinking, because I just want to extract that information, nothing else. I don't want to do any analysis for now. I am just trying to remember, I'm trying to extract that information. So the recall is very important option. So, and this prompt is really powerful. Let's see, I'm just copying this prompt and pasting it here and see how does it work. So can you recall the, or we can just say, can you list the studies that are now we want to list down. This is the content and construct. So the constructs is let me check back. I'm just copying this content. Okay, so blockchain technology adoption in the context of supply chain resilience. Okay, so let's see. So can you list the studies that are focused on blockchain technology adoption in the context of supply chain resilience? Okay, so I'm not saying this. Can you list down the studies which are talking about the blockchain technology adoption for enhancing supply chain resilience? Because if you see here, we have this enhancing or potential to enhance. Because this is a leading word. I want to include all sort of studies which are talking about it can enhance or it have counter argument. So I will not give that specific instruction that it ignores the studies which have counter argument. So that's why I'm using this prompt. So this is another uh, design prompt. So let's see how it works, and can we get our objective done from here, and can we get the list of the research articles or at least the references. Yeah, now you can see this one, 2, 3, 4, 5 studies. So let's just try to check with all studies. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it's almost same. Okay, now we have these studies, 5 important studies which are talking about the impact of blockchain technology. So now the list is available. Okay. Now this 2 prompts, when I used the studies and all studies, it gives me a different result. So there is a little bit difference in the results now, because it is giving us some information when we are talking about the study. So it gives some detailed discussion as well. But when we talk about the list, all studies, now it is just focusing on creating the list only, and it is not giving us other information. So you can use both of these different information. Now, this is studies included in my first theme, okay, which is on supply chain resilience, adoption of blockchain technology. So this same option you can use for different themes, and then you can extract all the information from the different themes as well. For example, let's just, what is this is, I think the prompt was wrong. Let me just correct it and check it first. There might be a different result. Sorry, the prompt was having a repetition. Yes, you can see this repetition was creating some issues within this prompt. So you can see even a single word can create a huge difference within the prompt engineering. So you can see this is the list. A complete list is available now, all the studies, and it is higher number of studies. But why this difference was because blockchain technology, I believe I wrote it wrongly in the previous prompt. So can you list all studies that are focused on blockchain technology? Now you can see there are 2 words. So that's why the search was limited. Now system gave me a different output. Sorry for that, but we did learn from this mistake also that we need to be very specific on our prompt. So that's a very clear message while we are working with the prompt engineering. So now we have all these studies ready with us. Now, in the same way, you can extract the studies or the information about each theme. So that's how you can identify how many studies and what are the different studies included in different theme. The next step would be, I would be searching these studies within my Excel sheet and label them based on the themes which we are trying to include these studies, or which we have extracted from this powerdrill. So this is step number 2, where we have identified the studies which are linked with each specific theme. Okay, so careful while you are writing your prompt. That's really important because it will give you accurate information based on the information you requested. Okay, so that's why sometimes a minor error or the minor mistake can cause a huge loss of information, the way we have just witnessed in this prompt. So prompt engineering, please use the same approach which I gave you based on what is required. So think and then interact. Don't just try to write anything and then we are stuck with a lot of information or a lot of irrelevant information, and we are not reaching to the point where we want to reach. You have seen that with the minor mistakes, even with the all and the studies and the blockchain, we wrote twice, so it means that it gives us different results. So that's the two prompts I used for extraction of these themes, the first one, and the second one, the extraction of the studies which are linked with each particular theme. So you can just change this prompt and use this prompt for extracting your information. So I will upload this document with this slide as well, with this video, so you can use this prompt as a use case as well. So thank you very much. Now I believe everybody have this studies ready with them. It means that the next step we will be working within the theme